Hey guys, welcome back to another video that I wanted to do on Frozen Walrus, and that is using $100 into the Frozen Walrus ecosystem. So the reason I created Frozen Walrus was so that everybody had the potential of growing a position, having some financial stability, and have access to the world of DeFi and a safety net as best as it can be. Of course, there's always risk involved, but I'm going to show you what to do with $100 of USDC.E in the Frozen Walrus ecosystem. And it's just one of many. And so that's the great thing about this is that there is a lot of ways to play. I'm just going to show you maybe an entry position with a smaller $100 buy and see where it goes over time. And by that, I mean make some update videos about me managing my position and exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to kick right into it. And again, this is not going to be a tutorial on how to trade on Trader Joe or how to zap in. All those things will be explained in the Frozen Walrus Academy. This is just a quick video on how you can get started with a little over $100 and build a position up and take profits every single day. So right now, Frozen Walrus is actually under peg and it's at 96 cents. So it's perfect time to buy in an LP and also support the protocol so that you can have long lasting effects and be able to take passive income for a long time. So first off, we're going to support the peg with LP. So I'm actually going to go farm here and I'm going to zap into some liquidity. I have $100 USDC. We're going to use 70% of our portfolio right now. Let me go ahead and approve this. 70% of this we're going to put straight into LP. And that is for Frozen Walrus LP because one, it supports the project. We build some liquidity around the peg at this price, makes it more sustainable so that you're able to take consistent profits without concerning yourself with dropping under peg. So that's priority number one is you want to support the project because you're going to be taking money from it for quite some time. So you need to make sure that you're doing the best that you can. But also, this LP we'll be able to use to calculate a lot longer term because Walrus is supposed to be around $1. Since we're buying in around $1, we can really base our calculations off of that dollar and get some pretty accurate results. Now, obviously, APR is going to change based on Walrus share price if you choose to farm that or a lot of other factors. But this is, to me, one of the best approaches you can do to get into it. So we're going to go ahead and zap in and make Walrus USDC liquidity. So I use $70 for this. And I'm going to show you a couple different avenues we can do once we see that we get confirmed. All right, I've zapped in, right? And so first off, I'm going to go straight to the node page because what nodes can provide for you is 2.69% daily given back to you in that same LP. And it's going to pay you for the next 500%. So you're going to keep getting around this daily return until you get 500% of your initial position, which is really powerful. You're already going to grow into almost $500 just off of that because Walrus is supposed to be $1. So, it may take 45 days to 90 days to do it. But that's not too bad. If you trust the protocol and you want to support it, this is a perfect purchase. So we're going to go ahead and use half our LP here. So I'll go ahead and purchase one. So it's a little over half because we had to use $41. So really, realistically, we're looking for a 500% return on this. 100% return would be obviously $41. So you times that by 5, and you're getting around $200 for this. So we can claim this daily, and I'm going to show you what you can do when you claim that once we actually move over our farms. So the next one, I actually want to build a bigger position in my LP. And the best way to do that is an auto compounder like Magic. Magic is really good because it burns the peg token, which gives it further, it reduces the supply, right? And then that makes every Walrus that you have, why is it saying I have 0? So it makes every Walrus you have higher intrinsic value. So it's really powerful to use Walrus LP in Magic farms because it's also buying Walrus off the open market. So every single time you get Walrus share as your rewards, it sells it and buys back this LP. And that's really, really strong for the protocol because you're gonna grow a position like 3 to 5% daily, and that's really nice and it's really easy. So I'm not sure why it's not showing me with anything in my wallet. Just give me a little bit to see what's going on here. And that seems to be the issue. So we have about $28 left So we're going to go ahead and put the rest of it. So let's approve it first. And you can see it's about 2.46% daily, right? And so on $100, that means we would get $2 a day. And that's added to your position. So the next day it'd be 2% of $102. And you can see that compounding is extremely powerful in DeFi, and it's not offered in traditional finance in this capacity. And so you can really beef up your initial small position with compounding, and it really does snowball a lot. So we're actually going to put the remainder of that. So what I'm going to do now is that every single time I get some nodes, I am going to start putting this in our farms here. So I have my initial LP compounding in Magic to get 2% daily, and it's going to be ever increasing on that 2%. But then also I'm going to park it here to get more exposure to Walrus share. So every single time, like I said, that I'm getting from this nodes, every single day I'm going to claim because I'm getting 2.69% daily of that, and I'm going to start putting it and feeding this farm, and I'm going to get Walrus share. And so that's actually leaves me to my next question is we're going to buy some Walrus share. So you may be thinking, well, Walrus share has no utility right now because Walrus is under peg. Well, if you believe in the protocol, right, then having a little bit of Walrus share is perfect because you're going to buy it at a lower price because when we hit peg, more people will purchase Walrus share. So you're already buying it at a pretty good price. And we're going to see what price I'm getting it at because if I'm not, okay, so it's about $85. So it's went up today, but $85 to me, and if I'm looking at this and I'm putting $100 in, $85 to me is pretty undervalued for what I have seen and done my research on this project. Obviously I'm the owner, but just in general, if you were buying into any protocol, if you've done the research and you believe in it, we're going to get 0.36% or 0.36 Walrus share. And I think that is a steal for $30. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Let's wait till it approves. But once I buy it, I'm actually going to park it in the boardroom. And so the farms will never stop printing. So I'm always going to accrue Walrus share with that new node that I have that's going to be paying me 500%. I'll be constantly accruing Walrus share and adding that to my boardroom and compounding my boardroom position. And so the two together, the auto compounder farm building your bigger position. You also have nodes that you're feeding into the farms on the page. You're going to be growing a huge position really fast, and it's really compounding on itself. And now we're also going to have Walrus share to get more exposure to Walrus. And that Walrus, whenever it starts printing, we can split it, make more LP, and even supersize your LP position in the farms to get more Walrus share to put back into the boardroom to get more Walrus. And you can see that. Maybe in the short term of 7 days, this isn't that powerful, but in the long term, it's huge, and it really starts picking up. And you got to remember, you're entering this with $100. You could easily get up to $1,000 by using these same mechanics and broadening your horizons because you're not going to get that in traditional finance. So maybe you won't get it in 2 weeks, maybe you won't get it in 4 months, but even at 6 months, if you got $1,000 off $100, that's huge. And so that's one of those things where you need to manage your expectations and understand that the risk of being in this protocol that I've developed is much lower than getting into a new protocol where you can go 1,000x because 90% of the time that's just going to take your $100 initial. And if you don't have a lot of startup money, then it's really important that you trust the protocols you're getting into. So we're going to go ahead and lock it into the boardroom. And that is it. That is our initial position. Again, nodes daily, I'm going to take, claim, and I'm going to put it into the farms. And so I'm going to let that position in Magic keep compounding. And then I'm going to be attending to the farms with Walrus share, adding to my Walrus share position in the boardroom, and constantly try and fuel that compounding effect so that we can get a bigger and bigger and bigger position. So let's just refresh. And we have $31 staked here. So again, we have $31 staked here. We have $28 staked here, and we've bought a $41 node at a discount because technically Walrus is undervalued. So we bought a $41 node here, and you can see that here. So that's it for this video. We'll make another video maybe every week about this. We'll call this chapter 1 maybe of entering Frozen Walrus with $100. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fast one, but I really think it's important that people with $100 don't get intimidated because people see 1,000x gains in crypto all the time, and that having a moderate position in a safe protocol is beneficial, and it can be just as powerful with compounding. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for the update next week.